Spider-Man Brand New Day is a rebirth and a fresh take / reboot of the Spider-Man character, says Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland. He says that the way that they're approaching this fourth film and more or less how they're looking at it is that it's the first film for Spider-Man in the MCU because of the gap of time and how they're structuring the next trilogy of films starting with this one. While doing the rounds recently, hyping up the upcoming fourth entry in the MCU Spider-Man series, Tom Holland was talking to Complex about what it was like to wait with this multi-year gap between shooting the sequel as opposed to the previous two films after Homecoming because it was so rapid. He only had a little time off and was constantly either shooting Marvel films like Civil War or The Avengers or a Spider-Man film. And he said that for him, it was honestly refreshing because it gave them time to figure out the perfect story while he was looking online to see what people wanted. And he says that if you look at everything they're doing, that obviously this film is going to be a fresh new take. And then he said that it feels like that they aren't actually moving towards making a fourth film. He says it feels like, while it is a fourth film, that this is a rebirth and a completely new take on Spider-Man. And that you can just get on board with this one and it's going to be a brand new Spider-Man for a whole new generation in terms of everything that they're doing. And then he talked a little bit more about how they're picking up off the last trilogy, obviously saying, you look at the new suit, there's elements of Tobey's and Andrew's suit. That was important. And this gap of time adds context to what he's been doing on his own and how he's evolved to become his own Spider-Man in his own right. And that, in essence, yeah, this is a rebirth of Spider-Man because they're really just going back to square one with the start of a new trilogy. And I'm all up for this. You know, you look at what they did with the X-Men, the original trilogy, and then they did a couple experimental films, and then we started the First Class trilogy, which didn't end up becoming a trilogy because they kind of just, you know, moved on past the trilogy and they tried to do their own thing. But many films that go past, they kind of get a softish restart or reboot that kind of fixes the franchise up in a new direction. I think Mission Impossible is a great example of this. You have like sections, and James Bond as well. So I'm definitely excited by this because it seems like that they really want to offer something different. And as somebody who likes all the Spider-Man films to varying degrees, obviously I like all of them for different reasons and hate elements of all of them for different reasons, I'm excited to see how they're going to incorporate this rebirth element to bring us something fresh. Because again, it's still in the MCU and there's expectations. So I'm hoping that they can deliver something while still playing in that playground, and it definitely seems like they're going to. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching and have a good one.